Good morning. I wonder if I may join you for a few moments. Today, from very great distance, I heard your voices in your singing. As I came nearer, I saw your assembly and felt the warm glow of Scout Fellowship. I find myself feeling quite at home. If you don't mind, I'd like to stay for a while. My full name is Lord Robert Stephen Smythe Baden, Powell of Gilwell. This seems like an awfully long name, especially for someone who's looked at life in such a simple, uncomplicated way as I have. But I'm Scouts like you, I'm happy to be called BP. I was born February 22nd, 1857, in London, England, the 8th of 10 children. I attended Charterhouse, a boarding school for boys. But schoolwork didn't interest me much. I was much more interested in spending time in the outdoors. In the summer, my brothers and I often went camping. We canoed across England, portaging between rivers, sleeping on barns and haystacks along the way, catching fish and rabbits for food, cooking our meals over open fires. When I graduated Charterhouse, I took the test for Oxford University. My older brothers all received scholarships there, but I'm afraid I failed the entrance exam miserably. My mother was aghast when she got the news. A few days later, I saw a newspaper advertisement. Examinations could be held by the British Army. Those that scored high enough would be invited to become officers. I decided to take the test. I only had a few months to prepare, so I studied as I've never studied before. I worked day and night in subjects such as English, math, science, geography, and world history. When time came for the exam, I was also tested in freehand drawing, a skill that I had always enjoyed. When the results were posted, I scanned the list and found that out of over 700 taking the test, I'd finished 5th in infantry and 2nd in cavalry. I felt that I had redeemed myself. Choosing the cavalry for a career, I soon received a letter addressed to Sub-Lieutenant RSSP Powell, my first orders. Because of my high scores, I was able to go directly to the field without having to spend the customary 2 years of training in a military institution. I was assigned to the 13th Hussars, one of the most famous regiments in the Army. In the autumn of 1876, I boarded a ship for India to join my regiment. My time in India was quite an adventure for such a young man. I learned a great deal about human nature, how to lead men, and how to inspire them to do their best. I also practiced map making and surveying, skills I would use a few years later when I was sent to the Balkans in Eastern Europe. My orders were to gather information, the fortification and movement of the Austrian troops in the region. This was a dangerous mission, but I had a plan. I carried a notebook and a butterfly net, pretending to be a slightly confused Englishman studying butterflies. Whenever I catch a butterfly, I carefully sketch it in my notebook. I was often seen by police and soldiers who only shook their heads and laughed at this crazy man chasing butterflies. What they did not know was, I only hunted butterflies in areas where I could observe the Austrian forts. I made drawings of these fortifications, showing gun emplacements and other information in military importance, but carefully disguised them so I resembled sketches of butterflies. In ways like this, I was able to combine my love of the outdoors, my delight in problem solving, my skills as a leader in the service of my country. As I advanced in rank, I often thought of ways to better train a British soldier. I thought they should be able to think for themselves and to act as a scout. I put down these ideas in a small book that I called Aids to Scouting. For those who completed the training outline in my book, I designed a badge based upon the north point of Old Mariner's compass, a fleur-de-lis. I wanted to symbolize that scouts should be able to point the way in life as well as on land. In 1899, I went to Africa, where the British Army was in conflict with the Boers. The Boers were settlers of Dutch descent in the South African Republic in the Orange Free State. I soon found myself in charge of defense of a small town called Mafeking. I had some 1,200 men in my command. Many thousands of Boers surrounded the town, laid siege to it. They demanded we surrender. We were not about to give up. Instead, we did everything we could to make the Boers believe we were up against a much stronger force. Knowing the Boers could see us, I had my men bury boxes of sand around the perimeter of town. Putting dynamite in one of the boxes, we blew it up. Of course, the Boers believed all the boxes contained dynamite and were capable of being detonated as landmines. We had no barbed wire. My men sank fence posts in the ground anyway. 10 string wire between the posts and then crawl back and forth over it while working around the edges of town. The boaters were far enough away they couldn't see the wire, even if we had any. Using tricks like these, we were able to defend Math King, even though the boaters could easily defeat us if they would simply attack using all their forces. The siege of Math King lasted 217 days before the British Army arrived to break the grip of the boaters. When I returned to England, I was startled to find that I was being regarded as the hero of Math King. I was also surprised to see many boys cheering and holding up copies of Aids and Scouting. I had no idea that my book would have such a profound influence upon youth. They seemed hungry for the type of information that I had written. And this made me wonder if this was not a call to me to figure out a way to provide more of the scouting life. To test my ideas on scouting for youth, I took a group of boys camping on Brownsea Island off the coast of England. I chose them so they came from all walks of life. I supplied the tents, but the boys had to put them up. Soon the air was filled with excited shouts and yells as the tents went up and fell down and went up again. I was everywhere giving advice, but made sure the boys did most of the work. The Brownsea campout convinced me of the value of scouting for youth. I thought it would help the boys grow greater self-reliance, which would help them become better men, which would help my country become a better nation. After Brownsea Island, I also rewrote my book to make it more appropriate for youth. This time I called it Scouting for Boys. I thought the book would be used by existing groups of youth, but the boys made it clear they wanted to be scouts. They were forming patrols and setting out on camping adventures. Many of them had no clear plan of action or adult leadership. Realizing that something had to be done, I retired from the Army, so I spent most of my time organizing the Boy Scouts. I carefully made plans for this new organization. It should be a character building program both indoors and out, in the cities, small towns, and rural areas. It needed to be challenging for the boys to join and satisfying, and needed to be fun. I put out a call for adult leaders and was gratified when men from all over England volunteered. I designed a uniform much like that worn by the young men on South Avenue Constabulary that served with me in Math King. Simple, expensive, and comfortable. It consisted of khaki shorts and shirt, a neckerchief, broad brill hat, long stockings, and a wooden walking stick. In Canada, Australia, and many other nations of the British Empire, troops were being established. By 1910, troops were also springing up in the United States. In fact, I met my future wife, Miss Olive Soames. I was on a ship going to the United States to meet with the officials of the Boy Scouts of America. Over the years, we had a very happy home life with our 3 children. We shared our ideas about providing programs for youth, and we supported each other in our work. She did much to promote the Girl Guides, a scouting movement for girls established by my sister Agnes in 1910. Scouting succeeded everywhere. I saw the need to expand the program to include boys under the age of 11. So I created the Wolf Cubs in Great Britain in 1916. Here in the United States, it became known as the Cub Scouts, a vital part of the programming of Boy Scouts of America. In 1920, Scouts from many nations came together for the first international jamboree. It was held in a huge building in London, England. Scouts from every nation staged shows, shared skills, and made friends from around the world. Blowing with a kudu horn had since my days in Africa, I called the boys together so I could address them. Before I could speak, a voice from the back cried out, "We, Scouts of the world, salute you, Baden, Powell, Chief Scout of the world." Thousands of boys cheered until the building shook. This is the greatest honor that I have ever received, to have so many youth find value in scouting. I knew the scouting movement had taken on a life of its own and would continue to grow and touch the life of even more boys. My major work in helping launch scouting was done, though in the years that followed, I had many exciting experiences with scouts around the world. To recognize the importance of scouting, the King of England granted me a title, Lord Baden Powell of Gilwell, a title that I accepted in scouts everywhere. I have been lucky to lead 2 distinct and extremely happy lives. First as a military leader, second as a leader of youth. I've had the great good fortune to leave a legacy in the form of the scouting movement, and for this I'm deeply grateful. Since my time, the leadership of scouting has passed through a number of generations of dedicated scouters. This responsibility is now passing on to you. It's your turn to provide the opportunities to our youth so they can grow in body, mind, and spirit. It's your turn to shape the possibilities of the scouting program. It's It's your turn to establish your own legacies of leadership and service. Near the end of my days, I want to leave Scouts and Scouters a message, sharing with them the most important lessons I've learned in my long and varied life. In closing, I'd like to share that message with you and to wish you well in your scouting. So this morning, my most earnest message is this. The true way to gain happiness is by leaving happiness to others. Try hard to leave the world a better place than you found it, so that when you die, you can die happily, knowing that you have not wasted your time, but that you have done your best. Thank you for allowing me to share your assembly and Scout Fellowship. If anyone wants to ask where to find me, you can give them a message that's found on my tombstone. Gone home. Good morning and good scouting to each and every one of you.